Morning everyone and welcome to today's press conference to preview this weekend's game against Liverpool. We'll start with Adam at BBC Sport, please.
Morning, Brian. It's a big game this weekend, another Merseyside derby at Goodison. How much are you looking forward to it?
A lot, yeah. We trained here in the week, and it's really a nice place to be, and we're so thrilled to get back in Goodison.
And you've got a good record in the league in the derbies. How much does that form help, I guess, going into the game, given that mental edge of knowing that you won at Anfield earlier this season and last season was good too?
Yeah, I think on Sunday, everything that happened before doesn't really count. Also, with the injuries we have at the moment, and Liverpool's good form, so that's different things. We've probably been in better condition as a group than we are right now. I think it still comes down to the day. We need to get our stuff right and perform. I think we have a good chance of winning, of course. But also we respect Liverpool and the season they're having. So we need to be at our very best. That's for sure.
And you've got a lease out after a red card. Is there anyone who might be on the way back to be in contention for the weekend?
Nope. So we'll find a way to put a team out.
I guess, how difficult is it for you managing at the moment when you've got so many players out, you've got a lack of depth on the bench during games? It must just be so tough managing getting through all the matches.
Yeah, but I think the girls has been absolutely great in terms of adapting and performing. I think our performance has been very consistent. Of course, sometimes at the end in games, when in Villa we need to chase. That's where it becomes hard, because we probably don't have that depth in terms of the bench can change 5 players in and so on that can make a difference. That's the challenge. But I think if we get it right from the start, we can cause damage against them and so on. Vaya and Karen is back in, but that's they haven't played a game since October, so they're very, very limited minutes. But that is someone who could potentially come in and help us the last 10 minutes or so. But they are they're probably not on more minutes.
Cheers, Brian. Good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.
Cheers, Adam, and we'll go to Ian Kennedy at Radio Merseyside, please.
Hi, Brian.
Hey.
You mentioned there the fact that the players were up at Goodison this week to train. How important is that for them to just familiarise themselves with the surroundings and the whole sort of aura of the place?
Yeah, I think that's good. We always do that just so you get used to the environment and the pitch. We had really good training there. So I think that's always a positive thing that's possible to do.
Yeah, I suppose when it's empty, it's one thing, but when there's 20-odd thousand there, it's a completely different thing. How much did the players enjoy that experience last time?
Yeah, a lot. It was good intensive game. I think still we actually go into that game, as I recall, with some injury problems. We've been very consistent, but then that's where we start to lose some players. It was a good display for both teams and a fair result in 1-1. It's always extremely nice to play in front of so many fans and at Goodison, and it's also. There's not so many games left at Goodison, so it just makes it even more special.
And in terms of the challenge, you mentioned Liverpool being in good form. What have you got to do really well, given the side that you can put out? What have you got to do well in terms of the challenge that they'll pose this weekend?
I think keep the ball, make them suffer in terms of they have to be discipline in the defense, which they are good at, but just be really good at keeping the ball, so we can dominate on that way. Because if we make it into a transitional game, they have the players, the squad for that. So we wanna dominate. But we've been quite good at doing that in the derbies against them. So yeah, that's definitely one of the key factors.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. And we'll go to Rachel at Girls on the Ball, please.
Hi, Brian. I didn't see a notebook today. I hoped it meant that it was a better squad. I wanted to ask you about managing different types of players in this moment. We spoke to Heather, Aurora and Courtney about this game, and Heather spoke about how she's often quite nervous, especially ahead of big games, and Aurora is completely the opposite, really laid back. How do you manage those contrasting types of players in a big game like this?
Yeah, I just think, give the younger ones that maybe hasn't been so exposed to it confidence and reassurance that they're good enough and they'll do really well. I remember Heather on Anfield where she was a bit nervous, but she had a really good game and did really well. So I'm sure she's been struggling and is back in contention for this game. But it's we overall actually we have a young squad and right now the starting team is also pretty young. It's Justine. Yaya is, you can say, she's one of the experienced ones, but she's not she's not over 30 or anything. But I think they've been really good at that, at playing at the big stadiums. Every time we've done that, we actually perform really well. So, that confidence we take into this game, of course, that regardless of all the stuff that's happening and around us and stuff we can't control, we put a team out and we try to do our absolutely best.
Do you think that has helped the team actually having to deal with so many things this season and playing in different positions, that almost a big occasion like this is just something else for them to take in their stride?
Yeah, I think so actually. I think because they handled it so well, I think the group is really well gelled in together and there's a good cohesion in them. So I think I don't think they would, some would be nervous because it's a big game and so on. But as long as when we get out there, the ref starts the game, you think it's back to business, and they will do their very best with the roles they have and making sure that we as a team can succeed. So I think they've been good at putting all the distractions aside and just focusing on. As I said, I think our performance has been extremely well. I was probably in the Villa game was not happy with how we handled it because we made so many turnovers in that game, so we were a little stressed on the ball, which is normally not us. So I think that's something we've been talking about this week. Just show the composure, be aggressive in our press, and work together. So I'm sure that they will do that. That's for sure. But of course, Liverpool are in a good form, and we need to respect them, and we've been looking at them and. Yeah, where can we shut them down and also where can we hurt them?
I think both yourself and Matt Beard said last time before the reverse leg that form kind of goes out the window in the derby. It's a completely different type of game. Is it a bit like a cup final or something like that? Yeah,
of course, it's a win. It's a game that we want to win for. Yeah, we'll put everything we have into the game to win. I said to the girls before the Villa game, I know we have a big game coming up, like a quarterfinal against Chelsea, which was a big game, and we really, really performed well. So I was a bit in the Villa that, that could be not holding back, because I don't think they think like that, but just there's such a big game around the corner, then you have that little, back of your head that, I don't want to get into it, I don't want to, So, I think we'll see a team on Sunday that would give absolutely everything they have to get the 3 points.
That's great. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. And we'll go to Dan from WSL Full Time, please.
Morning, Brian. Hope you're well.
Good, thanks.
Obviously, Adam mentioned there your good record in the derby in the league. I just wonder whether you feel that this is the most difficult challenge you've had against Liverpool, given the form that they're in the league.
Yeah, potentially. I went and watched the game Sunday against West Ham, and they look good. West Ham, I think, has a good team, but Liverpool look like the dominant side and were in control. They also have all the key players available. So I think that it's a big challenge for sure. But I still think, looking at our performance against Chelsea just a couple of weeks back, City a little further back, we can definitely do things against really good teams. And I, no disrespect to Liverpool, but I don't think they are Chelsea or City. And that's why I think we can dominate a game like that. That's our aim. That's what we're going to go out and try to do.
And I mean, last week looking at the bench, I mean, Isabella, Macy, really young players, I suppose. What does it do for their careers when they're kind of in and around kind of these real big occasions?
Yeah, a lot. I think we have a young defender, Annie Wilding, who hasn't played much, played a little County Cup game, but just because she's been training with us consistently for so long, she's improved so much. Still not in terms of competing in this level yet, but just the consistency he had there. It's just found the right moments to give them. I gave Izzy or Hobson, the 16-year-old, a chance like last week when we were chasing, and she came in. It was of course not many minutes on the pitch, but she did some good actions and so on, and then that brings her confidence up. So it's a learning curve for them, and being in and being around the team and actually being in contention. That's only something that's gonna help them grow.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Brian. Best of luck for the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Dan. I can't see any more hands, so we'll end things there. Thank you as always for joining, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you.